Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn about the line plot function of the relational plot. So firstly we will discuss what is line plot function. So as you have seen that in the previous video we have plotted the scatter plots, and these scatter plots are utilized when we want to visualize the statistical relationship. But when it comes to visualize the data that is continuous in nature, such as continuous variable, at that moment we need a line plots. And in Seaborn library, we have a line plot function for plotting the lines. And the syntax of this function is Seaborn dot line plot, and in parentheses we pass different parameters. The first two parameters are x and y. These are the data points that define the x and y axis location. The next one is hue. It is a grouping variable that produces a component with different colors. The next one is size. It is also a grouping variable that produces a component with different sizes. The next one is style. It is a grouping variable that produces a component with a different style. The next one is a marker that is used to set the marker style. And the last one is data, and it is the data set that we are going to use. So we will learn this concept with the help of different example. So I will show you the example first. So here are different example related to the line plot. Firstly we will learn to visualize the basic line plot. Here you can see that as I want to change the appearance of the plot, I call the set function, pass style as a keyword argument to it, and set its style to dark. Then I define the data points. Firstly, I define a variable with the name pick and the next variable with the name distance. Then I use the head function with the respective data set and pick up the top 10 values of the pickup and the distance column. Then I call the line plot function as I want to create a line chart, and as a x parameter I define the pickup variable, as a y parameter I define the distance variable. Then additionally I want to change the style of the marker. So I call the marker function, set its value to small o, which means circle, and last I call the data keyword argument and set its value to data underscore set. So this data underscore set represent that we are using the taxi data set. Then I want to add labels at the x-axis and the y-axis. For this reason I call the x label function and the y label function. I pass the argument to the both of the function as labels, and then I also want to change the color of these labels. So I pass the color argument and set its value to G, which means green. Next I want to rotate the x-axis tick. So I call the x-tick function, pass keyword argument rotation to it and set its value to 90 degree. Then I call the title function as I want to add a title on the plot to get to know what this plot represent, and I set its font weight to bold. And in last I call the show function as I want to show the plot. Now I execute this cell and show you the output. Here you can see that we have a plot which shows pickup versus distance. Its y-axis represent the distance covered, x-axis represent the pickup and the date time, and you can see that the x-axis ticks are represented in the 90-degree angle. And here you can also notice that these are the marker points which are shown in the form of the circles. So now we will move ahead and learn the grouping data point based on the category, and in this case we will use color and payment as a category. In order to change the appearance of the plot, again I call the set function, pass keyword argument style to it, set its value to text. Then I call the line plot function, and here you can see that I plot a line between pickup brow and the total. Then I pass the hue as a keyword argument to it. So by using the hue keyword argument, it groups the color data points with different colors. Then I pass the style as a keyword argument and set its value to payment, and it groups the payment data points with different style. And here I last call the data keyword argument, set its value to data underscore set. Next I call the x label and the y label function as I want to add labels at the x axis and the y axis. Then I call the title function for adding the title, show function to display the plot. Now I execute this code and show you the output, and here you can see that this is the line plot, and from this legend you can notice that the blue color line represent the yellow taxi and the red color line represent the green taxi. We have two types of a line. The one is a simple line, or you can say that a straight line. The next one is a dashed line. So the simple line represent the credit card and the dashed line represent the cash. So the first line, which have a blue color and the straight line style, it represent the yellow taxi with the credit card. The next line is a dashed blue line, and this represent the yellow taxi with the cash payment method. The next one is a red line, and it is a straight one, and it represent the green taxi with the credit card payment method, and the last line represent the green taxi with cash payment method shown by the red dotted line. Now we will move ahead and learn to group the data point based on the category, and in this case we will use the size. Here I call the set function to change the appearance of the plot, pass style as a keyword argument to it, and set its value to white grid. Then I call the line plot function with respect to the Seaborn library to plot a line plot between drop of brow and fare. Here you can see that I additionally pass the size as a keyword argument to it. So this size keyword argument group the payment data with different sizes. As I set its value to payment, so it group the payment data with different sizes. Next I call the data keyword argument, set its value to data underscore set. Then I call the x label and the y label function, title function, and last show function. Now I execute this code also and show you the output. You can see that this plot represents the drop of brow versus fare. We have two lines. The first one is thicker. The thicker line represents the payment method as a credit card, and the thinner line represents the payment method as a cash. So the line is different on the basis of their size. In the above case, the lines are differentiated on the basis of the line style or the line color, and its x-axis represent the pickup brow, y-axis represent the fare, and you have observed that these lines have a shaded region around it. So as I told you in the previous video that these shaded line represent the confidence interval. So with this we have learned about the line plot function, and in the next video we will learn about the categorical plots.